you hear a humming noise in the background, it's my fan blowing on my computer here to make sure I stay cool.
Yeah. I don't think I've got any fans making any noise, but you never know. Well, let's see. Stream shows red.
Uh-oh.
We should be live. I guess you didn't get a notification yet, huh?
Yeah, I just got one.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, good evening to everyone who hasn't...
Morning, Jarl. Afternoon, evening, wherever you're from.
Hi, Tom. We be live. Tommy says we be live. We're glad to see you, Tommy. We really are.
Gotta get into Yahoo. YouTube.
I kind of wanted to talk to you guys, too. Tommy is one of our best. Oh, well, we're getting more people in here, which is a good thing. So we'll talk about that at a later date. Farm Boy, welcome. Thomas Smith, Homestead Project. Welcome, welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Thomas, how's it going?
We are happy to see everyone. Christy Betts, good evening. How's everybody doing? Let us know. Tell us you're having a wonderful day and that you're all prepared for anything that might come along. Mark, have you got one of those galvanized trash cans that you have put some of your...
Talking about a squirrel cage?
Yeah, that you've put some of your electronics in?
Yep.
Yeah. Merle's in his houseboat and Mark's in his basement. That's the way we roll here. Yes, exactly. I'm doing good, Farm Boy. I think Mark is.
We're doing great. Yeah, there's some emails out here.
Been watching all your videos, Thomas. I think I ran into you on two-seaters the other day, too, if I'm not mistaken. I enjoy his live shows, but I don't always get to see him. Wife and I try to watch TV, maybe a show or two in the evenings, and it seems like he's always doing his live show when we're watching TV. Boy, they're flying in here. We've got... Yeah, Mark is the owner of the Princess Chicken. The only thing wrong with that chicken, in my opinion, is it's spoiled. Yeah.
Too smart for his britches, that's what it is.
That chicken is spoiled. It wants to lay its eggs in private. That's what it's all about. Yeah, that was one of the most interesting that I've seen. I gotta pop this chat out here so I don't have to look over to this. We'll get it up there. Yeah, we will. Good evening, RG.
Hey, great to see you, RG.
It's good to see you. Well, I tell you, it's neat to see all these familiar faces.
There he is. Hey, Justin, that video ended up to be 35 minutes long.
Oh, no, that's too long. People won't watch that.
It's a comedy skit.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty funny. Justin, go ahead.
That was pretty fun. That was a good day. Everything in that little container was awesome. And I shouldn't say little either. It was a big container.
Yeah, but I heard that Justin was the one that got the short end of the stick on that, though. Uh-oh. I have a whistle coming through.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I almost think I hear that myself. I don't have a clue what it could be, though.
Is it on my end? Or?
It's something that I hear occasionally. How bad is it? Is it something that's going to cause grief? Sounds like a tea kettle.
Hey, Edgar. Earl, I wanna.
Well.
Right.
I haven't changed a thing, so I don't know whose end it's on or where it's coming from, but let's let the tea kettle go for a little bit and see if it gets better or worse. But I actually hear it myself. Hate that. Sounds like it actually sounds like an internet noise of some kind, but I'm really good about blaming things on the internet. Not real bad. Well, we'll hope it gets better, because I don't have any idea where it's coming from. None. Turn everything off, and I still hear it, so.
While you're saying that,
well, you did something there, and it went away, and then it came back with a vengeance.
It came back again?
Yeah, it's back. So I don't know where it's coming from.
They go away now?
Blame it on the Russians. That's probably who it is. Although...
I'll see if I get my headset going here.
Although it could be that we're actually being invaded by our own. Go to your sound in vMix and bring down your 1K fader. Oh, it's not bothering me. I just don't want it to bother anybody else. I can bring it down just a little bit, though.
Can you hear me?
Not very good. You're a little low.
Hello?
Your audio's a little low. Just a little
My
bit.
audio is low.
It didn't help the whistle, so you could go back to your other mic if you want.
Okay. I got these on. Oh, that's really messing me up. Yeah. Forget. Blame it on the Russians.
Testing 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2. I brought 1K down a little, but I don't know. Let's see if we can work through it.
It says that sounds like a whistle. I don't hear it on my end.
Yeah, it sure does. It sounds just like a tea kettle. Maybe there's a train coming. I have heard that before.
Oh, just to the mask.
Oh, it's probably some of my junk equipment here. Buy something new one of these days. I know how. I might be able to get rid of that. Hang on. Let's see. We'll get this party going here in a minute.
I got pressing. How's that?
Maybe I can... We'll put the noise gate on it. How's that? That should have taken care of it.
What do you set your decibel at for your threshold and your noise gate?
Say what?
What do you set the threshold on a noise gate at?
Well, it's way high. I set it at 56 because that's where it stopped.
That's what I'll do. Okay.
That's where it stopped, so yeah. Well, at least we got rid of it, guys. That's the big thing. Now then.
Now it's gone.
We get...
So what I wanted to say before that noise interrupted, we have my very first YouTube subscriber in the chat room right now. Like everybody, I want to introduce to UperDigger57. When my channel used to be Bushcraft and Wild Edibles in Wisconsin, he was my very first subscriber to my channel. Welcome, Uper. Good to see you. Another godly man. That makes it even better.
I missed the name, Mark.
It's UperDigger57.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I was fooling around with my noise there, and I missed him coming in. Uper Digger. By golly.
Yep.
That's a new one, and we're happy to have new people all the time. I got to go to that channel. Oh, he's got a nice big channel too.
Oh yeah, and he's likes metal detecting. So if anybody's interested in that,
well, he's got one more now. Anyway, I even rang the bell. So, I guess the question is everybody prepared?
nope.
Prepared for what? Well, an EMP or anything like it. Could be anything.
My basement is empty.
I was saying just a little while ago that it almost 100 years ago exactly, there was an EMP caused by the sun that has that did chew up all of the. Yes, I caught you all this week. Sorry I missed last week.
No, good to see you. And Tommy says, Earl, have you noticed that you are over 4K views on your channel? I noticed that the other day. Amazing for...
I think somebody's pulling your leg there. Why would you want to do that to me, Tommy? Now, I know that you occasionally do a little trolling, but 4,000 views on my channel. You're scaring me.
Maybe that's watch time.
Well, Sue, why won't she let you use that metal detector? It's not doing anything. And you can't hurt it. She's ornery.
So like we said in the video here, today we're going to be talking about, are you prepared? That could be an EMP. That could be, in our case, of mine and Justin's, a snowstorm that sets you in the back of the woods for 3 days because you can't get to the road. It could be an earthquake. It could be a tornado. It could be a natural disaster, or it could be something a lot worse. And so tonight we're going to talk about those things that can help us to get prepared. Everybody's opinion is open, as long as we try to keep it under control. Then this subject we can go off in one way or the other. And let's always remember too that God is a big part of this. He's the one that has the most control over our lives. So,
Mark, you're breaking up just a little bit. If there's anything in the background that you could let go, it might help.
I think it's because I got the noise gate on. It's cutting me out.
Yeah, I don't think you need it. Pretty sure the noise was coming from me. I don't know yet what it was, but...
How's that?
Yeah, that was okay.
Okay.
Let us know, Mark, your background looks like our local pantry to help people. Are you open for business?
This is a way to get you guys to think about your long-term storage. If you're a homesteader, to put your food up for the winter, and pretty much like, are you prepared? Are you prepared for an EMP? Are you prepared for a big snowstorm, natural disaster, any of those things? So I put this picture up to get everybody thinking.
Yeah, and you don't want to forget that most of the grocery stores only have food for 3 days too. So if they miss a delivery, you're not going to be able to get what you need. So you need to have, in most cases, you need to have almost all you can afford to have in the way of food and water. But if you got plenty of money, it just wouldn't hurt at all to have 2 years worth. And one of the things that people tend to forget about too is being able to purify water. And you can get these straws for, I think, $19, if I'm not mistaken. And I should have had a URL for that, but I'll get it and I'll try to put it in the description. You can get a straw type filter that you can just about drink out of a mud hole, and it's going to be okay for you. May not last very long.
Actually, I have one, Merle. I'll go grab it.
Of course, with any of the water, if you run out of water, you want to filter any of your water the best you can. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. That's a good. I like to see the chat move like that. That means you guys are having a good time.
All right.
You have nowhere to store the stuff. Yeah, but she's already got a straw. That's a good thing, because the water is almost more important than the food. But storing things, you can store a lot under beds, in closets, and if you really, really look hard, you can find a place to put a lot of stuff. I know I have.
This is from Frontier, and this is an emergency water filter. It has a carbon filter built in. These are throwaways. They're a couple bucks, and they're good for a couple 100 gallons of water. Now, granted, this is actually in my little bag that I made up. I called them my get home bag. But like he said, you can pretty much stick this in a mud hole and get water out of it. I do have a bigger one that's for 5,000 gallons, and then I've got the ceramic filters for like the Berkeley for making out of 5-gallon pails. So there's definitely ways that you can get stuff to purify water. There's also ways that you can make them naturally. If you're close to a stream, you can use rocks, glass, water jug. Another thing too, guys, if this is completely filled like this, all the way up, you can put this in and hang it by the fire, like so, and put your water in here, and it will boil with plastic and melting, and it'll actually purify your water. So you could have boiled water.
Yeah, what you guys are saying in the chat about the water being number one and number two, yeah, I totally agree. What is it? You can live 3 weeks without food, I think, and 3 days without water, if I got that right. And I think I did. So, yeah, you definitely want to take care of the water first and then go from there.
Let it snow. I asked, are those straws hard to suck water through? No, they're actually really.
Wonder if you bring that mic over a little closer, Mark, if it would help.
I was probably easy able to get through those.
No, you're really breaking. You're really breaking up now.
Let's try some other here.
It's almost even as if the louder you get, the more it's a problem. Good evening, Angelique. Welcome.
Oh, Angelique, good to see you. Glad you could make it. Is that better now, Merle?
Well, so far, it seemed okay. We kind of have to wait and see what happens. Christy Betts, I've been noticing how much water I actually need. It's a lot if you count the animals, the gardens, cooking, and cleaning. I tell you what really surprised me. We've got a one of those Berkey water filters, and it holds, this one we've got, I think, holds about 1.5 gallons. And you don't.
Hey, Merle, you want to click it over to full?
Do what?
Let it snow. I asked if I could show that again.
Why, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I can fix that.
Yeah.
Might take me a second. There you go.
So let it snow. These are This is called, it's from Frontier, the emergency water filters. They actually were giving these away at, I think, one of the stores and stuff. And they're really simple. They got a ceramic filter in the bottom, and the tip goes in, and they extend out like so. And you can suck. They're actually meant to be throwaway. But they do a couple 100 gallons of water. It's a quick and easy way. And the idea, the purpose was behind it is I wanted to have for my go bag or get home bag. So, really great thing. I do have a Berkey. I have a bigger water filter system also that goes. That one is good for 5,000 gallons. But these are kind of neat. Good for kids and whatever you need to use them for.
Yeah. And if you're away from your Berkey, you want to have something for sure.
Well, like I was saying, I think I'm going to do a video on how to make a natural filter system out of a water bottle, grass, rock, sand, and show you guys how you can actually purify water that way. And at least the least amount that you can do is if you got a creek, you can dig down. As long as you don't disrupt the creek getting into your hole, you can use that as a filter system too. So you dig a hole down until you hit water and you let it fill up, and you should be good to go.
Yeah. Hello, Sister Moon.
Yeah, Yooper, he's getting big. He's a handful. I think too, we just get together and we talk about and everything.
Don't know what it is, Mark. Don't know what it is, Mark, but your audio's getting just about like it was a couple weeks ago.
I'm wondering if it's
if there's anything that's working in the background, that's probably it. If you
can
I
think it's gonna be
lower your CPU a little bit. I hope. Hi, Mellow Moon. Happy to see you. And I don't know how many we got in here already, but quite a few. 17. Good work. Let's see what you got, Mark. Tell us the story.
I'm still waiting to close this down.
Oh, I see. Sorry about that. I like that picture that that Justin brought to your wife. Picture of the horse.
Yeah, wasn't that cool?
That was neat. Really was. Oh, there's the bee lady.
There's the bee lady.
We're glad to see you. I've been visiting your channel. In fact, there's not many people on here that I haven't been visiting. But I tell you what, I don't know how these people that got, like thousands and thousands of subscribers, how do they even say hello? It's got to be tough.
I don't know. When I get that big, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. All right, let's see if that works any better.
It's already working better. Yep.
Okay.
I'm sure glad to.
All right, and then we got the Christian News Network in here.
Yep.
Glad to see him. God bless.
God bless everyone that's here today, and we just pray that God will rain down all kinds of information for us and give us all the knowledge we need to work through any kind of a disaster or anything like that that would cause us to not be able to get the things that we need.
Let's hope the mics work.
And if we could just get everybody to have a pantry like Mark's got, we'd have it made.
Yep. Google's a wonderful thing.
Oh, you're not kidding. Sometimes.
Thank you, Christ News. God bless you too. So hopefully now that we got our mics fixed and it don't break up again, in the near future I'll be doing a video on how to make a filtration system, and using water bottles, stuff like that. But I don't know where it started cutting out. But everybody remember, we need to put our faith in the Lord, not totally just unless He gave us a brain to use, but we always have to fall on our Creator.
I can't figure out what's up with that, with your audio.
It's breaking up again?
It was perfect, yeah. And then it went sideways again.
Don't make sense.
Yeah, it sounded great then.
I just won't talk as much, I think, as it goes on and on. It has issues.
Well, I don't know. What you just said was perfect. There's a bit of lag. You got a bit of lag, but we kind of almost knew that.
Oh, I see the problem.
I'm glad.
Let's see if this makes a difference. And we're going to go with
Millimoon, how likely is an EMP? I don't think anybody knows for sure, but some people say that because we had one about 100 years ago that it's very likely, as Locked and Loaded said. So,
how's that, Merle? Does that sound better?
It does so far, yeah.
Okay.
I think you might have found it. Yeah,
I don't understand why mix is always resetting itself.
I don't know. Anyway, okay. I'm afraid that it is very likely, yeah. It's not something that you can put your finger on or say what the date is going to be, but it is definitely something that everyone should be prepared for. And as you're preparing for an EMP, you can also be preparing for any other kind of disaster. So I kind of lump all the other disasters in with an EMP. You get ready for that EMP and you're pretty good to go for most of the other things that could happen. So
an EMP is an electromagnetic pulse, and there's two ways that can happen. Somebody could launch a nuke in the atmosphere and pop it off, and the sun with its solar flares can shoot off the sun, and it can cause problems. And there's a simple fix to it, and the government chooses not to take care of it because our power grid is at a critical stage. It's very vulnerable to anything. So there's ways around that with a Faraday cage, which is known as a squirrel cage, all that fun stuff.
And big lady, no, we didn't have an EMP attack 100 years ago, but we did have an EMP from the sun 100 years ago, and it fried all of the telegraph lines. So it is something that will undoubtedly if it happens, probably kill all the electricity that we're so used to. And boy,
So your thunder. I didn't know this is Google. I set this up because I want people to, have things. Um, we tend to look at. I brought this up before about average store has 3 days of food in it. If something happens, there's going to be a mad rush store, possibly cleaned out, and that's if you live in a small town. You might want to grocery. You might not hold a whole lot of food. So it's a good idea. They actually say that you're at least a week's supply and go and build from there. Homesteaders, we're lucky because we get all the food that we grow, we put away. So sometimes we can have a whole year's worth.
or more if you try harder. And
I have a hard problem with that trying harder thing.
so let's see. So a solar one can do the same thing, absolutely, and exactly the same thing. Yes.
You can actually go to B-Lady. You can go on NASA's website and they show you the solar flares coming off the sun, and you can see when the big jumps and big spikes are. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, and you can. They have what we call. What? These things that protect the Earth from those to a certain degree. But when the winds are just right, like occasionally you will get winds coming from the sun at over 1,000,000 miles an hour. And if you get an Earth facing, what do you call it? Can't think of it right now. But if you get an Earth facing blast from the sun, that's when you're going to get the EMP.
Good to see you, Boneyard.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
And Sam's in the house. Hello, Sam. We're just talking about EMPs and how they can happen and if they're going to happen and when and all that. And we basically don't have any answers for most of those questions. But
Christ knew swear. There goes the neighborhood.
yeah.
I liked your comment too there, Boneyard. I'm thinking of doing ghost shirts on my. I'm gonna put Rolling Homestead and a picture of Ghost right here.
Yeah, that'll work. It's good to see you, Boneyard. I'm just so happy to see the same people coming back every week, to be honest. That just makes us feel good. B-Lady, outside of Mount St. Helens, do we have active volcanoes in the USA? I'm not really up on that myself. Maybe Mark is. I don't know of any.
I don't think so. What we have are the fault lines, and that is what creates. We have St. Helens, but don't forget you've got Yellowstone, and Yellowstone is a super volcano. That one is that.
And Justin's asking for prayer for Boneyard, for his liver, and that he lands his new job, and it'll change his life. So it goes without saying that the prayers are in the works.
Well, I'm going to use his John's of the power of prayer. Neither one of us, this example, that when fathers talk, it's time to listen. On Wednesday, and I even hit where he was at, he was at the low side. He's concrete work. Told me to stop in and see Justin. Well, I stopped at the gas station, get gas like 1:30 or so, and I'm like, there's no time. I looked over and Justin's there, so I went to the gas station. Gas station is completely back. Like, I gotta fill my truck. I gotta pay. I'm not gonna get there in time. No more truck up. Gas station. Another lady comes up to the church and says, "Mark, can I was in and out of that gas for 3 minutes, able to go see Justin. I was having a day, and he was fighting. The glare was so hard, and he says, "I'll call him." And around, I said, "Hey, bud, how's it going?" So both not thinking that way, we're thinking in the same frame of mind about needing to talk to each other, and I just thought that was so cool. You're awful quiet, Merle. You freeze up?
No, I'm trying to figure out why your audio's doing what it's doing.
It's still cutting out?
Yeah, that last little part you were saying there, I probably didn't get 10% of it.
More of the moral of the story is that Justin was thinking about me. I was thinking about Justin, and I was running out of time, and the Lord made enough time so I could stop by and say hi.
And that's great. And I heard every word you said that time, too. Melamune, you can tell you're a crazy chicken. It's likely to be broody because her comb droops over to the side and lays down, too. Yeah, I still say that chicken's just spoiled. That's the only thing wrong with it.
Yeah, this mic is weird.
RG, what is it you've got close to you there, within 50 miles? Yeah, I'm wondering if it's not internet too, Tommy. That's just exactly what it would do. One never knows. You don't have 2 or 3 people on the internet behind you, do you?
No, I just got done.
Will an EMP fry generator? Yes, it will. Is there a way to protect it? There's not really a very good logical way you could, because most of them are too big or too heavy or something, but you would have to enclose it in some type of a metal enclosure.
I can tell you how the government they put them in containers and then ground wire, and they're in rubber tires.
Yeah, that makes sense. But for us, I don't know. There's a thing going around that they say that if you buy a galvanized trash can and cover the inside with cardboard, and then you can put some radios and electronic stuff in there and it'll be okay. And then there are those that say that does not work. So I don't know. I would probably do it just in case it did work. But the main thing, well, maybe not the main thing, but the 2 main things is water and food, because there's not going to be any food to go around. It's an EMP will kill any car made after about 1968, because the newer cars have all the computers in them and stuff. So if you got an old car and gasoline, you might be able to go somewhere. But other than that, you're not.
Well, that's kind of strange because my holds 10 megabytes.
What are you talking about?
Just ran a speed test, holds 10 megabytes.
So your internet's okay then?
Yep.
Well, it's got to be that other thing. And what you're doing there might be able to take care of it. We'll find out.
We'll find out. I'll get rid of I'll close all the other inputs out besides what I need.
Yeah, I got a hunch that, if you got tons of them open, could make a difference.
I got 5 open.
That shouldn't. I wouldn't have thought, but hey, who knows? Micro, build a Faraday cage. Trash can will not work. Yeah, I've been hearing that lately. There for the longest time, everybody was doing the trash can thing. Yeah, and you can find directions to build a Faraday cage on YouTube, as a matter of fact.
Hey Sam, how's it going? Ooh. Mike's definitely loud enough.
Sam says he's been wondering about having a backup to our grid. Yeah, it supposedly takes quite a while to build the units running the show. Yeah, I'm told that it's at least a year and possibly 2 to get everything back the way it should be. My only question is, why not have it on standby? Why not build it and have it ready in case? But I could have answered my own question. If it's built and on standby, it too could also be fried. So I guess that's the problem there.
So Christ News Network brings up a very good point too, is medicine. If some people have issues, if diabetic, stuff like that, you want to make sure that you have a supply that you can have. Ourself and myself here, we use more medicinal herbs and stuff, which is how we use our medicine, because it's a wonderful thing that the Lord has put in a plenty of it by us. But yeah, if you have other issues where you would need like insulin or all that kind of stuff, you want to make sure that you have a supply of that also, just not your food and your water. You want to make sure you have the right medicines too, because if something does happen, you're going to be there a while.
And in addition to that, there are certain foods. Say, for instance, you weren't not able to get your diabetes medicine. There are certain foods that will help that. I don't have them off the top of my head, but I've been watching some guys talking about that just lately.
So let us know, wants to know, how can you explain how to build a Faraday cage? Well, there's 2 different types of Faraday cage. The one that Merle's talking about with a trash can that everybody has all over the internet, not the one I'd go look for. The traditional Faraday cage is a steel container with a rubber mat on the inside that is grounded. And then all your personal belongings, anything like that, is stored inside that steel container that is grounded to the ground. I also heard somebody tell me that you could actually use a microwave, but I haven't seen any proof to back that up.
Yeah, me too.
So, and RJ just said it too. There you go. Is the old-fashioned ice cream boxes works too, and the old Coca-Cola boxes. If you remember them, they had the compressor on the one side, and you open up the little lid. There's another good one.
Tommy, just for the heck of it, look up Dr. John Berman on YouTube. He's just about convinced me that he can fix almost anything with the right diet. Sam says I've apparently wasted a lot of time on my garbage can. Yeah, I built one of them too, but I don't really trust it. I hadn't thought about backup units being destroyed too. Put them in a Faraday cage also. Yeah. I've heard some people talking about the old, and some of you guys won't remember those, but the milk containers that the milkman used to bring, put milk in. It's possible that those could help. I don't know. I would consider the fact that you're just not going to have any electricity. That's kind of the way I go with it. And that most everything you own is going to be fried.
Don't be dependent on electricity.
Yes. Wife and I were actually talking about it today. She asked me what we were going to talk about, and I explained it to her. And I told her, I said, the best thing that we could do is once a month, once every 2 or 3 months or whatever, we should, like on a Friday night, turn off all the electricity and learn how to live without electricity, so we can understand what it's going to be like should something like this happen.
Exactly. There's actually a couple people that have already done that, and they do it twice a month.
Yeah.
And they become pretty good at it because we second guess everything. You go into the kitchen at nighttime, throw out a switch, go in a refrigerator, grab something out of the refrigerator. I do it myself.
Yep.
But when you go down there and you flip the switch and you don't have any of that stuff, it takes a whole different avenue.
Yeah, it's like some of these people that think they want to live off grid. Well, they do. Some of them do until they try it, and it's just, I mean, it takes a lot of getting used to. Guildbrook Farms or something like that. They're off grid, and last winter let's see, what was it like? They had to put their refrigerator out on the porch because it was too warm in the house, and they couldn't make the refrigerator work, but it would make all kinds of ice. It was really a messed up deal.
Art says it's not that hard to understand if it's not like the movies.
Yeah, no kidding.
It puts it in real perspective. If you can, there's people that started out for 4 hours. They shut everything down for 4 hours. If you don't open up your freezers or anything like that, you're not going to have any problems with that stuff. And then they just kept upping it up, and then they would do it on a weekend, and then they would go and keep going up like that and do it every month. And it does make things really interesting, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, RG, I can not even begin to imagine what the cost of that thing would be. It's got to be more than most of us could stand, I'm sure.
Yeah, that guy snapped his fingers there, Justin, and swallowed my food.
By the way, Mark, some of the things that you have done have helped.
Good.
Yeah, I'm thinking that living without electricity for a weekend ought to be something we all probably should do. Give us an idea of what we're going to have to deal with.
Yep. even if you have an electrical outage, a thunderstorm, the power goes out, everybody deals with it. We just don't think of it as that important until it has affected us a day or two. But those with like Katrina, where they were weeks without power and they're trying to get the generators back in there, stuff like that. That's when you got to start to use the old noggin and think of things.
Oh yeah.
Because then I saw videos of people that were taking all their meats out of the freezer and they're pressure canning them, and they're pressure canning them with the old chicken cooker outside. So
Well, that's what we'll have to do here. If we were to lose electricity, you talk about busy. I mean, we are really going to be busy, because that's the only way you can save it, is to can it.
that's an understatement.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but I'm not having a real good look at it.
Sandy K, we had an ice storm 2009, no electricity for a month. Glad we had a natural spring down the road. Yeah, water's a good thing. That's the other thing, is pumping.
Yeah, we were involved in an ice storm here, and we were without electricity for about 3 weeks almost. And, we were able to just go stay with someone else.
Take care, Sam.
Yeah, Sam, come back. Come back. We'll wait for you. We'll wait till 11 o'clock.
So you really want to look at, as far as purifying water and having some supply of water. Food is another one. Making sure that you have the right food, and medicine if you need the medicine, and a shelter. Is your place safe to stay? If you're in the middle of winter time, you got gas, you got no heat. Now we got a problem. So we have to think of those things. Yeah. One here, it says living off the grid is easy peasy if you have the mental toughness.
Yeah. And, B-Lady, what you're saying about the pump, that is something that I would like to do here. That way, you're going to be able to at least have water.
Yep, you can put in a point. If you're in the neck of the woods like me and Justin, we'd have to have a back so it doesn't freeze. And then you got to have something there to prime them every time. So then you're hauling, in the old days, they'd always have a pail of water there to prime the pump.
Yep.
It makes things really tricky in the wintertime. Homestead Reverence, nice to see you. Glad you could join us. We are talking about, are you prepared?
And that could be
spiritually, mentally, and physically. There's the three things right there.
That could be an EMP or any other type of natural disaster or something different.
And Justin puts another good point out there too, and we and him had a discussion about this, is decoy food. If somebody does come in your place, the stuff that you have off to the side with the high in salts and all the other stuff, not your good stuff that you really don't care about giving or haven't taken, that's what you want them to see first.
Yeah, and food caches, that's a good idea as well. Almost nobody does it, but it's a good idea.
Because remember, one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight too, that Justin brought up today, the survival foods that are out in the market, there's a lot of ones, and everybody's big rave about the MREs. MREs are a great thing to have if you're going to need that amount of calories, because they're packed with calories. But there's a trick to MREs. MREs will plug you right up. And the military has come up with a solution to that, and it's a piece of gum inside the MRE. So everybody thinks that's just for fresh, minty breath. It's not. It's actually a laxative to loosen up what you just ate.
Yeah, and one of the things that will cause that is that the military is not really known for having enough water either, and that will cause that problem as well.
RG 556 or 308 to get the job done well. I missed something.
RG, I agree with you. You do have to adjust your mind to make it work. Standeo has a new invention to protect the whole house from EMP. It's on his .com, about halfway down his homepage. I know Standeo. I mean, not personally, but I listen to him a lot when I can, and he usually will give you the straight scoop. Yeah.
Okay, Uper. I'll see you in a bit. Take care of what you need to there. Yeah, Sandy, I really am pushing this year. Last year we did a lot of canning and freezing, and this year I'm going to be doing a lot more of the can. One thing is if you are a homesteader and you have the ability to can, 1 year is great, 2 years is better, and 3 is prime. That's from what my understanding is that you want to have that rotation and that backup because you're always going to have family members, loved ones, children, whoever else going to know, especially if you're on a homestead, that you have food. So you want to make sure that you have enough to support yourself and them.
Yeah, I've already been told by all friends and family that if anything bad happens, that they're coming to my house. So, I'm sure they will. But
I'm coming over
2
there.
years, it's my intention to have at least 2 years worth of food. And we are lower right now than we normally try to be. So if we don't raise enough in our garden, I will buy food from the Amish, who are very close, and finish out what we need. So we're going to have 2 years.
We went down to the farmer's market last year, and I said, the amount of money that I stuck in to buy the vegetables for the year was just outrageous. That's why this year, hopefully that we got with God's will, we will have more than enough to take care of us and then being able to help back the community. So
I hate to hear that, Sue. She says my daughter won't prepare because she thinks the government will come take whatever she puts up. There's that possibility. There really is. But, boy, I'd rather have it. I would still rather have it and do my best to protect it. But she does make a good point.
Boneyard, 2 to 3 years of food and medicine, seeds and ammo, good in the hood.
Amen.
Oh, brother.
Amen.
There's a man that's been doing his job.
That's right. Yeah, and you hear a lot of people talking about an EMP or any other disaster, and the first thing that comes to their mind is guns and ammo. Well, there's a whole lot more to it than that. In fact, yeah, you want to have those things, but you want to do your best to not have to need them.
I'm getting close to where, I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable. I mean, we make our own now, and we put them in Mylar and put the oxygen absorbers in there, and I found out they taste so much better, and they're probably a lot more healthier for you too.
Yeah, about 10 years ago, I guess it was, we used the 5-gallon Mylars and filled up a bunch of bags full of beans and rice and that kind of stuff. And it, I was told at the time that it should be good for 50 years, and I really don't. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Hey, farm boy.
What up, farm boy?
Yep, that's exactly what I did. Boneyard is I sealed them and make my own, and you can grow the vegetables myself, dehydrate them, put them in there. All you gotta do is add water.
Yes, sir. I haven't done that, but it sure sounds like the right idea.
It's the other point to that whole thing too is weight, because if you got heavy things and that stuff that's dehydrated, it's super light. It's easy to pack, easy to carry.
You make a good point, Boneyard. I not only have zero faith in the government, I fear them.
They're not our friends.
In the case of disaster, I would not accept help from them.
Homestead Reverence asks, what would you use to communicate in such a scenario? And there's a lot of people that talk about ham radios, CBs, closed. The thing that worries me is that everything that we have, the government has, and it's better. So if they're going to be listening, or they're gonna listen to the airwaves and see what's going on, and so I would try to be the least communication as possible. As far as I got wind-up radios to see what's going on in the world, to see if there's any kind of news, stuff like that. They actually make them. You can get them on YouTube or eBay, or not eBay, Amazon, and they're solar powered and they wind up. Also, they got a light on them. They got a radio. They have a weather. So there's a bunch of different things to communicate. Around here, everybody uses CBs. So
Yeah.
you have to see in your area and how much you put faith. I know everybody has ham radios and towers from the old days. So Merle is more into those than what I am.
Well, I feel the same way you do, though, about communications. You're much better off to keep your head down and be quiet. At least I think so. Because somebody that you don't want to listen to your communications will be, for sure.
Everybody's listening at one point in time. So
it's going to be a difficult situation should it happen, I'm 70 years old, so I may not see it, but some of you young people could easily see it, whether it be the sun or something else.
yeah, and cotton candy.
Boneyard, you bring up a point there. Sat phones are great for calls under 60 seconds. I wonder, in the case of I don't know the answer to this question, but in the case of an EMP, I wonder what's going to happen to the satellites.
I think they would probably, considering that 90% of them are components, I think they would get all fried. And I think that's why because they're talking about cell phones not being able to be used. And if you're bouncing your cell phones off satellites, satcoms,
You make me feel good, Melamoon. The check's in the mail, too, by the way.
So did you ever, I was going to ask you, did you ever get your $2 bill yet?
I did. It came this week.
You did, huh?
It's just kind of a bad situation, though. We had 2 days of heavy rain, and it sat out there in the mailbox for 2 days. And there was a piece of paper in there with some printing on it, and it faded onto the bill. So, I mean, it's still a good spendable bill, but I don't have a clue what was on the paper.
Well, it's a thought that, you want it, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And what we're talking about, I wish I had it here with me, is that when Mark was on Two Family Homestead as a guest, they asked some questions, and people were supposed to give the answers. Well, one of the questions was, what kind of meat chickens did Mark raise? Well, yeah, I knew that he raised the
Red Rangers.
Red Rangers. So I got in there real quick, just probably about a half a second in front of Justin, maybe.
And the funny thing is then Tiny won the other one. Is what's my youngest son's name, because Justin went out to get coffee.
Yeah. So anyway, I won the $2. Now I offered to give it back because I had inside information. I didn't want anybody talking about me and inside information, because that's a bad thing. So I tried to give it back and let them do it again, and they wouldn't do it. They said it would be good if I talked about it. So that's what we're doing here now. It was the Two Family Homestead, and they get some pretty interesting people on there occasionally.
Yes, they do. Cab 7 will be on there shortly. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy will be on there. So they're going to have some really big channels on there. And what's really cool is they try to hit everybody there. You can highlight and ask questions to the guest that's on there. So it's a pretty cool way to get out there in the YouTube community. Even though I like my little niche here with our guys, it feels more like home.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I thought they handled everything well. They had.
I'll be right back. I gotta go find out what's going on here.
They had everything pretty much lined out and organized. So, good evening, Jerry Arnold. Good to see you. You've become quite a regular on Saturday nights, and we're glad to see that. So anyway, yeah, I got the $2, and they got a little bit of advertising. Yeah, Mellow Moon, I sure did appreciate that. But it's probably all this makeup that I wear before I go on TV. I put all this makeup on and you can't see the wrinkles and stuff. So maybe that's part of it. That's not your $2. No, but I'll split it with you. I'll send you half of it. How's that? Yeah, let's see. Farm Boy 45 show. It may sound silly, but if you keep saying it, when you feel down, it lifts you up. I missed part of that, but it sounds good. Yeah. Computers break down, anything else you would like to share? Yeah. Jerry says totally random.
By, Christy.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I just said thanks for stopping by, Christy. Glad you could come. Hope to see you soon.
Jerry says I have a on-call work schedule, and it looks like I'm gonna any more work this week. Huh. Not gonna work any more this week, I think.
Yeah, Justin, that was your $2. You went and just that cup of coffee cost you $2.
Well, I guess in some places that would be a cheap cup of coffee, though.
Yep. Hey, D. Glad you could join us.
DE, it's good to hear you. Yep. Where was I at? I was someplace.
And Jerry in here too.
I was on a live, listening to a live stream the other day, or watching a live stream or something. And DE, they were talking about you, or you were there. I can't remember now. But anyway, I ran across you.
Jerry Arnold is here.
He's not getting enough work, it seems. Boy, I am. I'm not getting any money, but I get plenty of work.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the Homestead, there's always work.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what I'd do if I had the animals that we had back when the kids were little. I mean, we had a little bit of everything, and I don't know how a guy could do it today. My wife just said we got $10 worth of dandelion jelly. Yeah. So you win.
Yeah, so Lock and Loaded's got that jelly.
Yep.
We got $10 worth of dandelion jelly.
So how much is $10 worth of dandelion jelly?
A pint jar.
A pint. $10 a pint. Yeah, we got to go. As a matter of fact, we got to go in the next couple of days and see about getting some honey. I've been having trouble finding local honey, and we think we have some that we might be able to get, so we got to go get it before somebody else does. Which is another thing, different subject, but you always want to buy local honey if you can.
Yep. Well, anything like that, like the jelly, you can actually make, I think, Melamoon is that jelly out of, not ragweed, iron, or stuff that makes everybody allergic. Ragweed? No. Goldenrod. So I guess you can make jelly out of goldenrod too.
That would not surprise me at all. $10 a spoonful. I don't know now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good deal, Sue. I had someone ask me if we would let them put a hive in, and I don't know whatever became of that. It didn't work out for some reason, but I was certainly happy to have them bring one.
Justin, you eat that summer sausage yet? Give him a big stick of summer sausage to take home too.
Yeah, speaking of that, we made summer sausage out of deer summer sausage about I guess it's probably been 2 years. And I saved it in the freezer. Well, it turned out to be the wrong thing to do. Because I told wife to bring some of that in the house. And let me tell you, it was like cardboard. I don't know what happened to it, but apparently we just simply did not get it wrapped up good enough. And that
I shrink seal. I sealed mine, so ours is super tender. It's really good.
Yeah, I really felt bad about that. I was looking forward to it.
In boneyard, that's another point too. There's a lot of things, like grubs, worms, tree bark. A lot of those things you wouldn't think of eating can help you out in a survival scenario.
Like billy goat vomit. Let me tell you, you get hungry enough and you'll eat almost anything.
Billy goat.
But
if it makes a goat puke, we got a problem.
Grubs are high in protein. Yeah, I hear that they're actually...
Yes, they are.
They're good for you.
One of the things that we had to do with the survival training and service was eat a grub. I think they were actually grown, but yeah. But most people, if you can down a raw egg, then you could eat a grub. It's the same consistency and sliminess.
Yeah, I have eaten raw eggs. They're can't say that I enjoyed it, but sometimes you just, if you want to be a man, you got to do things like that. Yeah. Justin, would you eat the north end of a southbound skunk?
And there's another subject too, is that I was talking with Justin today, and you guys, if you're really looking into survival things, you guys really need to check into some of these high-powered pellet guns they have out nowadays, because they shoot polymer tip BBs or pellets out of them. They're nail drivers. I've already pushed mine up over 50 yards. They're quiet to an extent. But you look at it this way, you get a thing of pellets. You got 100 pellets in there, and it costs you $7. You can't even buy 22 rounds for that anymore. And with a good shot, you can do just about anything with it. So if for all you guys out there looking, you might want to go check into some of them high-powered pellet guns. Not the pump ones either. These are like a brake barrel, stuff like that.
Some of those high-powered pellet guns, believe it or not, are pushing up pretty close to 22 long rifle velocities.
Yeah, mine shoots 1302 feet per second.
Yep.
And at 50 yards, it has enough kinetic energy for us military guys in here. That's considered a kill shot by government standards, to shoot through a 3/4 inch piece of plywood.
Yes. The only thing I don't like about them is they're slow to load, usually.
Yeah, great news. Yeah, they are, and they're using them in England all the time because England has outlawed guns, but they even turned these things down because they have to be a certain PSI. You can get ones that are repeaters. There's so many different things out there, and you can spend seriously a lot of money on an air gun, and more than what a high-powered rifle can do. And Justin can be the verifier on that these things are just amazingly accurate.
Yes.
They've come a long way for pellet guns.
I started watching some of the pellet gun stuff on YouTube a couple of years ago. I was amazed at some of the stuff that they were able to do. Hi, Jenny. And you're right. Never say never.
Sandy, locked and loaded and rolling home said you two are mean. How are we mean?
Are they ornery too? Why did the chicken cross the field? To lay an egg. To lay an egg.
Brother Gabriel, good to see you.
Yes, Brother Gabriel. We're happy to see you.
See, I love this that this chat room is full of godly people. That even makes this more interesting and more enjoyable.
Well, it just shows you that godly people have got a place to go. Cross the field to go into the shop to lay an egg. Yeah.
He's talking about my goofy chicken again.
Uh-huh. Spoiled chicken.
Bear, beaver, raccoon, possum, and squirrel, deer. Yeah, traditional dinner. Actually, beaver is really good. I've had that. Raccoon is a little on the oily side. Possum is okay. The one thing that everybody's forgetting is porcupine. Porcupine was protected for the longest time because woodsmen's used to see that as like the woodsman's of prime rib. I guess it's just amazing.
That could be why we don't have any around here.
They were actually they were protected here for the longest time. Same with we don't rarely see a possum, but porcupines are protected.
Badgers are protected here too.
Yeah, they're protected here too. Gabriel, see you all talking about guns. We're talking about air rifles.
But we're not against talking about guns.
No, we're not talking. We're not against that either. Are pellet guns illegal for ex-cons?
No, they're not.
No, they're not. Okay, I didn't know.
and neither is a black powder rifle.
I knew crossbows and stuff like that wasn't, so.
An ex-con can have a black powder rifle or a pistol. In most places, you can carry a black powder pistol as long as they aren't capped. B-Lady says, I like to think that godly people are all around. They just don't wear T-shirts. I like that. Sometimes they do, though.
That was a funny.
Martin, what are you doing up this late? Steadicam is a good friend of mine who is in the United Kingdom. And
came by to see your channel.
Tommy was here just a little bit ago, so I am so happy to see you, Martin, in here. I just don't know what to say. That is really cool. But you got to be tired. It's like, let's see, it's 9 here, 10, 11, 12, 1. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning where he's at.
Merle, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
You froze up.
Oh, I was probably just holding real still. I do that every once in a while.
No, my picture up over here.
Yeah, that's that old funky internet you got. It lies to you. You're
as long as they're still rolling. Oh, Sandy's gonna get after you, Justin. You ate it all.
It's 2:15 in England presently. I thought I'd come and say hello. Well, I'm sure glad. I am absolutely tickled that you came in to say hello. You're not kidding. Yeah, Steadicam is, he does live streaming from anywhere. And that's actually his job. He does all kinds of, camera work and that kind of thing. But his big thing for our show, which is, by the way, is the World of Live Streaming, and it's on at 3 o'clock Eastern on Mondays. His big thing is that he goes out in the middle of nowhere and he will stream live back to our show. So he's our roving reporter. That 4570 looks like a cigar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's watch out.
How do we do the 2-Up live stream? Well, I'm using a program called vMix, and I'm bringing Mark in through vMix, and then I'm pushing him back out.
So, guys, there's a lot of new people in here that people don't probably recognize. So if you would like to go check them out, there's a lot of godly people in here, which is awesome. I love to see that. That's a thrill right there. You got Angelique, Brother Gabriel, Christ News Network, Boneyard, Youper Digger in here. There's a ton of people in here, so if you guys haven't had them, go check them out. There's some really good channels.
Yeah, as you're able, go to their channels and spread the love. You know, I haven't shot that 338 Lapua, but I hear that it'll make your shoulder really sore.
338 Lapua is a fun gun to shoot. But I'm going to stick with Christ News Network on this one because I love my 270 and I'm using a 130 grain ballistic tip, and that thing's a nail driver.
Yeah, I'm with Brother Gabriel. I favor the 308.
Yep.
Any thoughts on off-grid transportation? Animals, bikes, or stay at home? Personally, I'd probably stay at home, but
if I can stay at home, it would be my first bet. If you take an animal, you have to take food for that animal. I think the bikes would be, in your area, would be pretty difficult to get through the woods in that kind of the best thing I can say, beat the feet. It's a sure way to get from point A to B. Having to worry about an animal, any kind of stuff.
Steadicam, who I've been referring to as Martin, says, yeah, I'm a freelance cameraman. Most of my work is working with at-risk, vulnerable people and giving them a chance to play with some cool kit, which is gadgets. And we think that's a really, really good thing when you can spend as much time as you can helping people that are at risk.
Justin, I have a Soaker 7777, shoots very cold water, extremely deadly.
You better be careful with that, Justin.
You're gonna shoot somebody's eye out, kid.
Yeah, don't shoot yourself.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Martin, what you're doing, I think, is a wonderful thing. You and Giles both are working with those people over there, and I can't think of the name of the place right now, but I know you're doing a lot of good work. And a lot of that work doesn't pay anything, too. So
You got to be careful, Jerry, with them public transits, because if something would happen, I think that's going to be the first thing that's going to get hijacked.
I agree.
You might not like what's on there. Hey, boneyard potato guns are fun. We made some big doozies.
That's one thing that I never played with, but I always thought I should have.
Oh, when I went to the tech fair, we actually made a cannon for golf balls. That was pretty cool too.
Steadicam says, I don't teach, I give opportunities. Knowledge is powerful, but only when it's shared. Amen to that.
That's what I like about this community is the sharing amongst everybody else. I go to other live streams, and this is totally true and 100% accurate. I go to other live streams, and I watch the bickering, and I watch the having to stop. The host has to stop the live stream to get the chat back underneath control, and I never worry about that here because this is God's chat. This is God's stream with his children and giving them time to do what they want. And I think it's just amazing. And it's just a blessing all the way through. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of that.
Amen. I believe that too. The place is called Madewell, Martin says. I work with lots of organizations, though. Yeah, there's not really enough of that, I don't think. You got people that are possibly autistic or what have you. And if someone doesn't slow down and give them some of their time, what are they going to do, So.
Yep. Thanks for stopping by with Let It Snow. Good to see you again.
Martin says, you guys do the same thing on here. It's great to see, and thank you for making it happen. Well, I tell you what, we started out with probably a half a dozen people the first night, I think. No, wait a minute. I think we had like 100 hits the first night we started this thing. But
Yeah.
It's just gotten better all the time. I don't know.
I think it's a growing community, and like Justin says in his live stream, this is your guys' community. Yeah, we put the chat in and we get the live stream going, but it's your guys' community, and there's awesome moderators in here, and we've never had any problem. And I see it all the time. It's because it's the Lord's channel. It's not my channel.
I don't think the moderators ever have to do much of anything.
No, it's amazing.
I've not seen anything for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Well, yeah, I did see that one guy, but he was just one of those. Mellow Moon, amen. Thank you, Merle, for making this opportunity for Mark and all of us to join this type of stream. Well, hey. I feel privileged to have just be a part of it. Yeah, and I actually had a kind of a hard time getting this thing going too, really. That was just about the time that Mark had his problem with, his punishment. That was just starting about this time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, my time out. It's just about over too. 15
Yeah.
more days. Hoorah.
Well, I tell you what, I, I looked the other day, and we've got like 6 of these behind us or something like that, and I'm thinking, gee whiz, where did that last 6 weeks go? I mean, I couldn't hardly believe it.
You know, time flies, but we last week now we're starting the prayer stream every other week, which is just phenomenal, and that's such a great thing.
Thank you, Martin. Martin says communication is key, and both you and Mark driving this. Great to see. Well, we do. I think we do work good together.
Yeah, we try. Keep it going.
You know where the chat is where it's all at, though. That's
Yeah.
if it were left up to Mark and I'm sure that we'd be in big trouble. But Martin says before you know it, it'll be 12 months that's gone by. Yeah, I know. And let me tell you something, young fella. The older you get, the faster the time goes, and I believe that.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
You ain't a kidding.
Yeah, it's the group of people that are in here. I think that has the biggest um, impact. Everybody brings something to the table, and I'm a firm believer in that. Knowledge is power, and I think that the knowledge that's in this room, and because it's all God driven, that's what's making this to be what it is.
Yeah, and you know the whole thing was about
To other,
are you prepared, for things? And the big lady says, if you ever have to use snow for water, please disinfect it. Because she got sick not disinfecting a few years ago. Well, there's something that not everybody knew. So if you only picked up one thing tonight, there was something that could have helped someone.
yeah, Melamoon, there's and I told you about that. It's another way they're just taking corn and let it fermentate into the birds filling, and they don't eat as much. It fills them up.
Brother Gabriel says, what if the denuclearization of North Korea is a secret plan to learn about the American capabilities? Oh, I'd say they probably got that in the back of their mind. For sure.
I noticed that a lot of news lately is to take your mind off other things that are going on in the background. If it's the emails or if it's the FBI, people that are put into for us to trust and keep us safe, and this whole time they're doing nothing but lying and behind the grounds here. And I just think a lot of this stuff is a ploy to keep our mind off of what's really going on.
Yeah, I agree. Steadicam says, from what I can see, though, it's like-minded people on here who appreciate what you both do. Well, yeah, maybe. We hope so. But we appreciate what they're doing as well. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of these, locked and loaded, DE, a lot of these people were on when I first started my live stream, so it's kind of unique to see Uber Digger saying, "Hey, DE," and so old friends of mine or new friends, it's just the way it works. It's a blessing.
Homestead Remembrance. I got serious about prepping a few years ago. I got real serious before the last election. Don't think it's time to stop. time to get busy. You should have a plan, decide how much food you think you should have, and just make sure you got it, and other things.
We have in our back pocket as a homestead compared to somebody that's in town is our whole homestead is technically a prep
Yes,
if you set the homestead up right.
yes, exactly.
Mark, so what is really going on? What I miss, Merle?
I don't know. I did too.
Are you talking about in the government there, B lady?
God is building his army. I think so too, Justin. Sue says the book
Yeah.
of Acts is all about healing and the power in God's word and prayers.
Yep. And that's why I said when I started this whole thing is that God said we're not supposed to be ignorant, brethren. And He gave us a mind to think and do things, but at the same time, we need to make in the forefront of everything that we do. And one of the best things that I've learned through my years of trials and tribulations is use Jesus as that filter. Would Jesus do this? If I'm going to make a decision, is put it through that filter system, and it keeps me out of trouble.
Yep.
Sue Woods. Yep. B lady, what were you talking about before? What was going on? You still typing?
B Lady says, yep, he said these were all distractions to keep us from what is going on.
Yeah, I think with the Clinton emails and the FBI being at the forefront of a big scandal and everything else, and North Korea as it being such a good thing because no one has been able to do this, I do believe it's a distraction. Ben.
Well, that Ben's a typer.
Wow.
Thanks, Justin. Anyway, Sue says I use his Hebrew name, Yeshua, most of the time. Yet, that's something that came in when I was asleep. Well, that's what happens, Mark, when you brag about how good the chat is.
Yep.
Oh, it happens occasionally.
Oop. And there it goes.
Bang, bang.
Yep. So
That's why those people have those wrenches out there.
exactly. So if you watch the market, it's the inflation of how things are going. Stainless steel. Welcome. Glad you could join us. If we look at how the stocks are going right now, and I kind of watch this really close, and they're going up and up and up. Sooner or later, they're going to go down and go down hard. And one of the things that Trump is taking heat on right now is because he gave everybody back this big tax cut, but the oil, when it started jacking the prices up, and now the Democrats are saying, well, this is just, it X'd everything out because they're paying more for this, and it's just another ploy. So we really, in government style, we really need to read between the lines and see what's actually going on there, because I don't think there's a truthful politician amongst them all. That's just my opinion.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks for coming in. Better go back. You better go to bed too. And I'll check that message.
Thanks for joining us. So here's another one, stainless steel. Another Christian sister. Great to have you here.
That's a neat screen name too. I like that.
And as a tool and die maker, I like working with stainless steel. It's easy. It's very clean and neat.
If Angela Merkel gets knocked out next week over immigration, watch the market. Yeah. Well, I don't have anything that I can actually, I would say, I don't have proof that this is going to happen, but I do. Bye, Martin, and thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for stopping by.
I do believe that we're going to see some kind of a monetary problem. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Here in this United States, probably within the next 6 to 8 months. I can't tell you why, other than the fact that things haven't been done properly.
Locks and hunting trolls.
Q did come back, but I'm not getting a whole lot, and it could be because I'm not looking hard enough, but he seems to think everything's under control. That's about the best way I know how to describe it.
No, they're not talking about that all there, B-Lady. You got to remember that 90% of what the media puts out is told that they're okay to do that. It's filtered. What's Q? Merle, you got Q back.
Q is what is believed by a lot of us people to be a someone high in the White House. And he sends out in kind of encrypted messages that you have to sort out. You can find them on YouTube in certain places. BP Earthwatch is one. He usually talks about Q. But it's not in plain English. You have to kind of sort it out. B-Lady tries to keep up with Q on the We the People channel. As near as I can tell, things are going pretty much according to the plan from the White House presently. But who knows?
Yeah, Justin, you told me that last week. I just recently subscribed to her, and then I was watching some of her videos. That's what I was telling you before. There's some really good channels out here that are godly people and driven by Him, and how they're getting censored and stopped, and their live streams or their videos are being taken off by YouTube. It's starting to get annoying, big time. Anointed
Yeah,
One was one of them that I know right off the top of my head.
thanks for reminding me to get in here and check some of these people's websites or channels.
There's a lot of these. I mean, Angelique, I just was recently, Stainless Steel, Christ News Network. I mean, they're all within the last week, so it's great to see you all here. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, the only way to heaven. And thank you for joining us.
and the only all I can say is if they can stand it in here for this long, they deserve a new sub too. You're right, B lady. I enjoy watching the resistance chicks. Now, I'm not so sure that they should be. How am I going to put this? I don't think that they should quit their day job and start trying to sing for a living. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I was going to ask everybody in here now too. Was everybody all right with the prayer stream last week? Do you guys want us to continue to do that every other week, or do you want to just stick to the homesteading? Or
We can do it however you guys want to. We can take prayers at any time, or we would certainly take suggestions for whatever it is you think we ought to talk about too. It seems like we talk about everything under the sun, no matter what the discussion was supposed to be. So, yeah, they have a doggy care business. They run out of their home. Yeah, I enjoyed listening to them. I was watching them when they were talking about Tommy Robinson. That's another story there too.
so there you go. Jesus Christ, the only way. You have another subscriber. It's a true subscriber.
Make that two.
There you go. Hey, we can get her. She's at 96. There's a lot of you guys in here. We can get her up to 100. That would be really neat.
No kidding.
Yep. I was just there. She was at 96.
I think she's at 97 now.
That'd be cool.
She's still at 97. Do I hear 98?
Can I get 98, 98, 98, 98?
I guess could be that everybody's already
Might be.
subscribed. Uh-oh, she's at 100. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
I feel good about that.
That's cool. He's at 100. We did it. Thank you to everyone.
B-Lady, so the latest I hear Tommy R. is in solitary confinement. Well, I'm glad to hear that he is, because the last I heard, he was in population. Yeah.
We were doing that lady for Jesus Christ, the only way to heaven. She just clicked over at 100 subscribers. So that is cool.
That is wonderful. God is good all the time.
Yep.
All the time. Sorry I missed. Who were we talking about? Well, we had about 3 conversations going on there, I think, Mel Moon. Let's see. Me and the bee lady was talking about Tommy Robinson.
Go over to Jesus Christ, the only way to heaven, and give her a subscribe because she just hit. Oh, she's at 101 now. Look at that.
Way to go. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot.
That's cool. Anybody that by what her thumbnail picture is that young and has the understanding that Christ is the only way to heaven, she deserves it.
I was waiting, Melamoon. I said all the time, yeah, God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good.
Who can I sub to? Jesus Christ, the only way to heaven. That's the one you want to click on the side of her name there, then 3 dots will pop up. Oh, 102, look at that. Went above and beyond.
I noticed that mine's climbing too.
Yep, you're at 166.
Yeah, I started at 166. It's at 169 now.
Really?
That's a good thing. Tommy. Yeah. You know,
that means I'm at.
There's got to be something I'm missing with that. I don't know how they could do to that guy what they've done.
It's because it's in England. They have their own set of laws and their own thing, and that's why they're getting away with what they're doing.
Merle, my mom just taught me that saying like a month ago. Oh, really? Yeah. It was a church I went to, and they said that. My mother started saying it all the time.
I'll take a chicken sub, please. I got a runaway. I got a crazy chicken.
You got a spoiled chicken's what you got.
Hey, Justin, are my chickens spoiled?
Christianity has been under attack so much recently. Yes, not just here in the U.S., but everywhere. That's a fact.
Oh, Merle, you're up to 170.
No kidding.
Yep.
Oh, man, we're going to have a 1,000 sub party here pretty soon. Yeah. Well, I sure am happy for each and every one of them. And I know what Tommy was talking about now. I've had 4,255 views on YouTube.
So now you just got to see what your watched hours are.
Yeah, you know,
it should be pretty high because you think of the live streams that we do every week, and they're 3 hours long. So
let's see, watch time's 10,581.
There you go. So you're already over the limit. See?
Yep.
Thanks, Boneyard. Yeah, that's a. Angelique says my chickens are spoiled. And I tell you what, too, Boneyard, when I first got them white birds, I was not a happy camper. She always was sneaking out. She's just a big old pain in the butt. But yeah, you're right. She's kind of a cool bird.
Yeah, you're right, B-Lady. They can't own weapons over there, and not even knives. You get caught walking down the street with a knife, and you're in big trouble.
And law-abiding citizen can't do anything.
This little town that I live in here, you can walk down the street with a sword, and ain't nobody going to say a word to you. I think Indiana's a little bit like Texas. Well, Angelique, if your chickens aren't spoiled, you're just not taking good care of them, I think. If I'm quiet, I'm reading the chat.
Oh, okay. I think everybody in here spoils their chickens.
Man, I can't get over this chat this evening. It is just neat. Yeah, Sue, they do. They do use knives to kill people over there.
See, the bad guy can have whatever they want. That's the problem.
Well, you know what they say. When guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have them.
Right. And okay, what I miss? At least an EMP proof. RG, what it? At least they're EMP proof.
Brother Adriel. Howdy.
There's another new one. This is just awesome. What do you think of that, Merle? I like that.
I'm so happy I don't know what to think. Jenny, sorry to see you have to go. Gosh, it is almost 10 o'clock. But thanks for coming.
Back,
and Rick, hope you guys enjoyed yourself. But you should say more. Get in there and get to typing next time. There's got to be something that you may have wanted to comment on. Anyway, I hope your computer's doing okay. Apparently it's working enough to get into the chat. That's a good thing. Have a good day. Have a good night and a good day tomorrow. And welcome back, Sam. $9.58 where Brother Gabriel is. Yep, that's about what it is here.
Oh, that was about chickens, yeah.
Angelique, if you're leaving, thanks for being here. Stainless steel, God bless you all. Separate from the world and live every day with Jesus. Ask to be in our Father's will. Amen. Yes.
Amen. Micro,
you're so happy you should send me my $2. Okay, just send me your address. I'd almost send everybody $2. Almost.
You run around, I want my $2.
Good deal. Angelica said, I'm not leaving until the show's over. And Jenny, who is my sister-in-law, yes, Merle, has anyone ever thought of lamps in case of power outage? Yeah, we didn't talk about lamps. Oil lamps, there are
lamps, yep.
At Family Dollar. Yep.
And actually, Uh, I got another one right here. Another one. Where is it?
While he's looking too, another thing that you can get that's awfully handy is it's called a 24-hour candle.
Two, but something. I should say, I didn't find something. I was given something that's better. And I know Justin and his typing abilities, so I'm going to try to hit this one. And I think he said this was 56 hours, if I'm wrong or not. But it's a clean burning candle. You're not going to get black smoke.
Yep.
And it is, and then you have a container. You can heat with this, you can cook with this, and obviously you have light. And this was at the dollar store.
Yeah, that's a good deal, I think. Now, there's a lot of good stuff at the dollar store for people like us.
Yep, and that's the whole key to this. Are you prepared? Is about using the mind that God gave you, and not to be ignorant.
You're right, RG. There, for a long time, they did not make $2 bills. You know, I want to say that they didn't make them for a long time, and then they made them for a little bit, and then they quit again. I don't know. All I know was that when I was a kid, a $2 bill was neat. If you had one of those, it was different, and it was cool.
Okay, Sandy K, you got me intrigued here. You see what you just said?
I ask his will be done in everything?
No, she said that every live stream she opens up her Bible on Isaiah 4:17. So what's in there?
You're going to tell us, I hope.
Yep, I'm going to find out what the Lord has to say before Sandy writes it in the thing.
I need a bike and newspapers. I want my $2.
He is going to be bad with that.
Justin, you was just a day late and $1 short.
$2 short.
What's a Dollar Tree? Well, it's a dollar store. And some of them, everything costs $1. But I went in one time, and they had. I asked my wife. I said, "This is supposed to be a dollar store. Why is this $3?" She seemed to think it was just to get you inside the door. Big lady, Mark needs to be put on a diet.
Why? I need to be put on a diet.
I don't know. I don't know just why yet.
Well, I lost probably 20 pounds shoveling rock today and using a pick. I should be good.
Oh, boy. Well, it's my understanding, Justin, that you put him on some kind of a diet today. And Boneyard says Hillary is more crooked than... Is that $3 more crooked than $3 bill or than a $3 bill? Well, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Your food keeps disappearing.
Oh, yeah.
RG, is it me or others when you get a song stuck in your head? Mine is, do I have a right by the honeycomb for the 60s? Huh? Do I have a right by the honeycombs for the 60s? I don't know about the honeycombs for the 60s, but I get a song stuck in my head occasionally for sure. Mark, I think he said it was just some light concrete work that you did.
To him it was. That's his job is concrete. To him it was light work.
Oh, no, wait a minute. He didn't say light.
Ooh, Boneyard. Caffeine time.
Yeah, it is. It's good for you at 10 o'clock. Or 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, yep.
Well, I tell you, I really felt good about my buddy Martin coming in at after 2 o'clock from England. That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
I think he. Oh, by the way, he is he's a good Christian man too, and he wired up his church so they could stream from there their services, and really, really good guy.
We gotta miss something here in the chat. Sam, have you guys talked about water purification? Just curious. Yeah, we did. Is there something in particular that you were interested in or wanting to know? Or I'm going to be putting out some videos on how to make your own water purification, but it really does depend on your area, and it does with what you have. If you're stuck in town, you can get a life straw like one of these. In our case here with the well points, stuff like that. There's so many different nowadays. There's so many different things that you can do. Life straws. These are $5-6. You can use fill these all the way up, and you can actually use these to purify water, and they will not melt if you keep the water in them. So there's a lot of different ways, but I'm going to be doing a little video on how to purify water, because I see that's a lot of questions that everybody's been asking. So, but there's so many different things that you can do besides this. You've got the Berkey filter. I've got another one. This one's for a couple 100 gallons. My other one's for 5,000. And then my ceramic filters are for a lot more. So it just depends on where you sit and where you're at, and about how much money you want to spend on filters, because you can go pretty drastic.
Amen, stainless steel.
Stainless steel, you never have to be nervous about doing that in here, because there's every single one of us that's the top of our mind. Is our Father and our Savior Jesus Christ. So you have no reason to be nervous. You can be as open and comfortable and talk as much as you want about Christ, and no one in here is going to say anything about it. And we'll join you.
Yeah, Sue, that straw is the one that I'm the most familiar with, and gosh, I'm told that will filter everything but meningitis or something like that.
Yeah, the ceramic ones are going to be the more expensive when you get into those, and the next homesteading one, I'll pull them out and show you guys. They're actually the ones that are on the bottom of a Berkeley filter, and what it is there's a YouTube video out there that shows you the two filters and how to set up 5-gallon pails so that you can use the dual filter system to purify your water. So you can take pond water, puddles, whatever. And with the ceramics, what's nice is you can just spray them off and reuse them. So it's a good way of doing things. With a Berkeley, you're going to pay a couple $100 for it. With this way, you've got maybe $100 invested into it, so it's a lot cheaper. But you have to build some stuff.
Yeah, and you can make your own Berkey, actually, because with 2 pans from Walmart, you can basically make the top and the bottom, and you drill the holes in it, and you can buy the filters. So you can save, I don't know, probably a third or maybe even a half by making it yourself. And there's a guy on YouTube called the Boss of the Swamp. Has a YouTube video that will show you how to make that.
It's so easy to read. I'm sitting here reading the chats. It's so awesome. Stainless steel. Thank you, and let us all raise our voice to our Father. Go outside and just proclaim on the rooftops. That's what it's all here for. And this is why we started this, is because we could have like-minded people in the same room to gather. And when there's one and more, Christ is with us.
Amen. And I was actually telling Mark this today. When I first started going to YouTube and doing live videos and even recorded videos, I said to myself, well, the first thing I need to do is try to stay away from politics and religion. And I was that way for a year or so, probably. And then I got to thinking, this just, I don't feel right by being this way. I feel like I'm a fake. If I can't be in a place where I can say what I mean and the way I feel, then I'm nothing. So that's why I feel so good in a place like this.
So to Sue's thing there, she's waiting for me to read this. So she put up Ezra, I said that right, 4:17. They sent the kings an answer unto the Reham and the Chalcedon, and to the Shem, Shai, and the scribe, and to the rest of them, their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace and at such a time. So that's what that verse says. The reason why we got the Bibles alongside of our chat is because last weekend when we did our prayer stream, the devil was trying everything in his power to make sure that didn't happen. And it was mentioned into the chat that we should have our Bibles alongside of us. And not only to read scriptures out of them, but also to keep the demons and him himself at bay. So has worked. Now Sam had a question about the ceramic filters. Sam says, curious with the ceramic, will you be talking about them on your channel? Yes, Sam, I will be. I'll actually be doing showing exactly what they are and how you can assemble this. And it's exactly like a Berkey. They're all over YouTube. It's just kind of the ceramic filters are a little bit of the expensive part, but everything else is just 2 5-gallon pails and a nozzle on the bottom. It's pretty cheap after that.
Yeah, the most expensive part of the whole thing is the filter.
Yep. But they're saying that you can do 5,000 gallons of that. So guy's really behind.
You know, it's hard to keep up with 3 or 4 conversations at the same time, but I'm getting better at it. Yes, it does fit on a Berkey.
Hope Sandy's throwing up verses now. She said Job 5 or 15:8.
Right under where you're typing the smiley, under it, click on it. Huh.
Yeah, so I used, we got Bible Gateway, but I use a King James Online. That's the one that has a concordance and a lot of that stuff. That's the one that we use.
Mel Moon says, don't worry, I find myself lost at times here. Yeah, I do too. But that's okay.
Yep, Boneyard's still here. Should be. Yeah, he's here.
Yeah. Yeah. You can filter with that $2 bill. Just as soon as you get it. Now, wait a minute. I just learned a cool trick for us older folks. Older folks? What does that make me? Oh, boy. Brother Adriel, I remember when I was still in the world, I got so drunk, I turned on my shower, hugged the shower head, and told it to stop crying. Yeah. I say that's really drunk.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, is, I think we all have done just ignorant things in our life, and it has made us who we are. And through Christ, to be able to forgive us and have patience with us, it just goes to show his blessings and how if we follow him and turn to him and abide in him, it's such a beautiful thing.
Oh. Yeah. Age is only a number. Be like a child. No fear, full of glee. There you go. Well, I tell you.
Mela Moon just finally hit his. She's just as old as me now. For a couple more days.
Oh, boy. Well, I tell you what. Being that I'm probably one of the oldest people in the room here, I have to say that I have found that diet and exercise does an awful lot to help you feel younger.
And I'll tell you guys, if that is a very true statement, because if you go look what he accomplished in 1 year, it's amazing. Oh, Sandy put up another verse.
Sandy says, I'm only as old as I can act sometimes.
chat won't let me scroll back up here. So I missed it.
Who wanted to change the Lord's Prayer? I missed that. I found that artificial parts of all types can make older folks better than younger ones.
Well, I tell you, it's, I always felt that it was easier to be around older people because they were more mature, and I didn't really have that many young friends even when I was growing up, because I was always with the older crowd.
Justin, Mark told me that you said I was an animal, not a bull. Oh yeah, bee lady. I do not doubt that at all.
Now they're talking about enchiladas. Man,
Yeah,
now I'm getting hungry.
I just
I'm supposed to be on a diet.
if I was, I gotta say this. If I was Catholic, I just don't know that I could get along with that Pope at all. He sounds like a globalist to me. Now, here I am talking about people. You're not supposed to do that, are you?
Mela Moon says, yes, Merle, people should listen to you. Diet and exercise is the key. Then they're talking enchiladas again. Uh, Merle, Mark, and I both agreed you're a workhorse, strong like a bull.
Congratulations to you, bee lady. Yes.
Ariel, I've been 18 since 2001. Yeah, Boneyard is a special chat, I'll tell you that. Ah, there it is, Psalms 27.
Come back,
Favorite
CNN.
Okay, Merle, you watch the chat.
Roger that.
My computer wasn't so laggy, I just go
What?
and jump on.
I have to get caught up on the enchiladas thing, though.
Psalms 27.
You mean you have to read it? You don't know it?
My heart? No. Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked ever mine enemies and my foes came upon me to eat my flesh. They stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Through war should arise against me, in that I am confident. Sorry. One thing I desire the Lord, that will I seek after, and that dwell in the house of the Lord, and all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire his temple. For in time of trouble he shall hide me in a pavilion, in a secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock, and now shall my head be lifted up, and mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, will I sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice, have mercy also upon me, and answer me when thou sayest, seek ye my face. My heart said unto thee, that thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for the false witnesses and risen up against me, and such as breath of cruelty. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. There we go.
Amen.
Amen. Yep. Yeah, fear is a powerful thing, and the Lord always says that we're not to fear. I mean, if you, in realistic terms, if He's your Father, what do we need to be afraid of? You have the you have the All Star at your back. So
Yeah, I do agree about not eating anything from the Pacific. It's a scary thing.
I was talking last was 2 weeks ago about the salmon too, about getting them out of the hatcheries because they're poisoning them. They're spraying them down wearing suits, and then they're selling that. It's just nasty.
Yeah, I understand that farm salmon is definitely something you don't want. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of good things about farm fish, actually, of any kind. But I really don't understand why they couldn't raise good farm raised fish.
Right
It's
on, brother. God did not give us a spirit of fear. You're absolutely correct. Well, mine.
Yeah, boneyard. That's what I hear about the farm salmon.
There's actually a YouTube video out there where the DNR guy's watching it and taking video of these guys spraying this what substance into the water, and they're wearing full moon suits with respirators. So, not a good thing.
That's wild.
Stainless steel is like a mine. Look at all these little black eyeball, nose, eye, smile, and tongue. I see you. I don't know what that means. Moon, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. You ever notice something every time, and this is just to show you this channel and who this channel belongs to. We could be talking about anything, and what does it always go back to?
It always goes back to God.
Yep, beautiful thing. Love it.
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right, Moon.
You saw the video that I was talking about, yeah. Um, Wish somebody could put that link in there. I can't get to it because of how things are acting up on here tonight.
Yeah, let it snow. We're still on.
There she is.
We got another 30 minutes, hopefully. If God lets us live, that is.
Emojis. Oops, I smell like a drunk 3-year-old. Don't think 3-year-olds should drink. Bad idea.
Well, Boneyard, that seems to be what some people are working towards, is having two out of three humans to perish. So I think the 2030 agenda is working right along. All you got to do is go to the grocery store and buy your food, and you can buy all kinds of poisons to eat right there. It's my understanding that people in Europe are not very religious and don't think about God in the ways that we do in this country here. But I didn't know Canada was that way. Yeah, you're probably right. About 3/5 of mankind. Let It Snow says, I still do not understand how to ground a Faraday steel box, Mark. I trust your how-to knowledge, not so much random YouTubers.
The best way let us know to do a true Faraday cage is it's a steel box with a wire mesh box on the inside on a rubber mat, and it's grounded with a steel rod, copper line in the ground. That is a true Faraday cage. And what I've seen on some of them is that in between the layers, between the box and the Faraday cage itself, is also a rubber mat, so it's totally protected.
Boneyard says, I am American. I was just born in the wrong country.
Sue Woods,
All
that's
right.
right, Merle. Andy K, Ecclesiastics 1:9.
Let no man tear down what our Father has built up. He will pour his wrath upon all children of wrath. Amen.
Oh, it's kind of funny they say she just said that because some of my Bible notes and Ecclesiastics 3:11 verse 15, he hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work of God maketh from the beginning to the end. It's kind of fun going through your Bible when you have all these notes and pages in there that you wrote way back when.
Yeah, Sue, if I remember correctly, Stan Deo believes that time is short. Some of those guys, I get them confused.
All right. Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and therefore no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, See, this is new, and I have been already the old time, which is before us? There is no remembrance of the former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come, and those that shall come after.
Good night, Brother Gabriel, and thank you for coming.
Take care, brother. God bless. Here's my notes, my worksheet for Work Hard for God.
We have all been united by our Father right at that moment when his voice was needed, my friend. And I feel so happy because we are known and blessed openly for our deeds. Thank you, Stainless Steel.
The Bible is a wonderful thing, Christ News. His word is a living word. That's why it feels so great to hear it. Yep, so he knew us before we knew ourselves or even thought about.
Good night, RG.
Catch you later, Marla. Take care. If I don't see you during the week on chat, I'll see you next weekend. Thanks for stopping by and take care and God bless.
we usually end up in the same places. So I look forward to seeing you through the week.
That's cool, Sandy K. Says God does all through me. We all have a purpose, and that purpose is to spread the word, and that's such a great thing. Sam, okay, gotta go. Love you guys. I mean, why says so? Here, brother.
Good night, Sam. Stainless steel, I really, really have to go too. Our Father loves us all so very much. He wants to show us that He is almighty and can do all if we just trust in Jesus and flee the world. Yeah.
Well, leave the world and live in the spirit. We don't belong in this world. And when we figure that out, it makes things so much easier. We're not of the world.
Yes, I'm familiar with that, B-Lady.
Stainless, hope I didn't miss you before you left. It was great to have you in here.
And we hope to have you back.
Anyway. Oh yeah, I think this chat is this live stream. The chat's been wonderful. It's been growing nonstop. And,
I've never seen anything like it, Mark. It's just
and it's
great.
All godly people, and I love it. Cedar Creek Homestead. Hello, good to see you.
Well, he's not come up on mine yet.
He's way up by Mellow Moon, where she says, "Good night, Stainless. God bless you."
No kidding.
Yeah, he snuck in there without us catching him.
Well, there he is. Yeah, hello, Cedar Creek.
There she is. Good night, Stainless. And I hope I didn't miss you, but God bless you throughout the week, and you take care and be safe. And God willing, we'll be up here next weekend doing the same thing. And next weekend is a prayer stream, so that's when it is 100% Lord's time. Love the prayer streams. They're awesome.
Thanks for being here. And what I like is that everyone is enjoying themselves.
Christ News Network says, Merle, your stream is a blessing. 100%.
I want
more than what probably he knows.
Yeah, Mark is probably responsible for this more than I am, to be honest.
There's a story between Christ News. I started a live stream for the second shifters, and I played a Jeff Dunham video, a 30-second video, and I got put in time out for 3 months from YouTube from live streaming. So I kind of hijacked Merle's channel and used this channel for a live stream, and it grew into this wonderful thing. And it's not because of me, it's not because of Merle, it's because this is God's channel, and His children are here to speak to one another and to praise and to glorify Him.
I believe this was God's plan, honestly. Really do. Yeah, and the chat just stopped, and that's the first time I've seen it stop since I don't know when.
There it goes. So yeah, Merle said you want to do a live stream on my channel, and I said sure. And it just has gone from there. And last week we started our prayer stream, so every other week we do homesteading and then prayer streams depending on what's needed throughout the week. If someone has something they want to get off their chest, or they send me an email that we need to do a prayer stream, well, we'll just change that. We'll have a prayer stream 2 weeks in a row.
Let it snow. Mark, read her.
Says Mark and Merle, I don't think I am cut out to be a mod. Very busy time for me. I would like to recommend Sue or Sandy K or B Lady, who seems to be better at back than me. Let us know. It's absolutely up to you. I truly don't. I think we had to use moderators with lice. One of our other moderators that come in here, Fireman TV, he's like locked and loaded. He's a troll hunter. So we really don't use our moderators, but yeah, B Lady it'd just be a perfect one. Let it snow. Sue would be absolutely a good one. So it's up to Merle. He's got the magic fingers.
I just want to be sure that everyone's happy because we got plenty of wrenches, I think.
Yeah, right now we do. We got DE Eagle. Yep, God's channel. And this one locks it. Locks it.
We will take that under advisement. Let it snow. We'll probably have to have a meeting.
Sue said that she would if we want. Yeah, Justin's got a good point. I never say goodbye either. It's always next time.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Sandy K.
Sandy K, hello.
And let us know. I think you've been a part of my live stream since it started. So, very beginning. And really, with the moderators, this is just chat in your channel. So, Fox said that with our live streams is so that we can all gather in one place and being like-minded and be able to really talk about the Lord without being ridiculed or jumped on or anything like that. And that's why this channel is the way it is because we all focus on the main thing.
Yeah, I tell you, I think in 6 weeks we've only had a couple of minor problems.
Yep.
Well, I'm absolutely amazed at what this has turned into. It sort of, by our standards, kind of happened by mistake, but I would have to say that there was probably a bigger plan behind it.
Always is, yep. He always knows what's best. She says, all right, Mark and Merle. Just wanted to share what's weighing on me. They're all being mod.
Yeah, there's no problem there.
They come and go, and it's just when you're here, and when you're not, you're not.
Locked and loaded. You're back. You mean you were gone? Were you out chasing $2 bills? Yeah, I agree. Let it snow. You doubt yourself. No one here doubts you. Nah, no, nope. Yeah, Locked, you were always here. Such an amazing thing. Well, Sue, I don't know. What should we talk about now? We got about 10 minutes before we turn into a pumpkin. Locked and loaded, you don't have any $2 bills. You need that $2 for gas. Okay. All right.
Okay, so we got 10 minutes yet. I'm gonna let Merle talk about this. We were invited to do a show for one of his channels, and I'm gonna let him talk about it because he knows more about it than what I do. But I think it's really neat. It's a worldwide event. So, you want to explain that, Merle?
There's another show that I was a regular on, and when I went out kind of on my own. The name of the show is World of Live Streaming, and it's kind of what would you call it? It's about live streaming. You know, the tools you use and the new stuff that comes out, and just things like that. So you got to kind of be a bit of a nerd to really get into it. But the thing is they do a show. Well, I should say that me and another guy started this thing, but we did do a show that starts like it's 5 o'clock in the morning in England, and it goes all the way around the world. So it will run for about 14 hours. And we were invited to come and bring ourselves, Mark and I, and a couple of other people if we wanted to. So this happens on August the 5th, I believe it is. I'll have to verify that. I've got it written down somewhere. It's August the 5th, and it's going to be sometime around 6:15 in the evening, Eastern Time. So they will talk about various subjects, as we're going to talk about our show and the people in the chat room. So it's going to be interesting, and as time gets closer, I will remind you and get the URL to you if you want to go look and see what these people are all about. Look up World of Live Streaming on YouTube, or Step Back in Time TV. Step Back in Time TV or World of Live Streaming. But we're going to have 30 minutes to talk about our show and how much we enjoy it and what we do. And it's something that I think you guys will be interested in. So,
and what's really cool about this is it's worldwide.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It will start in England and go all the way around the world through Australia and what have you, which is, I think, 12 hours difference, and then come all the way back around. So, and it will be constant talk, but mostly about what you need to do to live stream. So, it's going to be an interesting deal. And for what it's worth, last year's Live Stream Fest is on YouTube under World of Live Streaming. And Mark, if you'll take the lead for a minute, I will see if I can't look up a URL. Can I post a URL in the chat?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So this is you think about it, worldwide amount of people that are going to be watching this. So not only is it a good opportunity to meet other people, but you also get to see state-of-the-art live streaming equipment, state-of-the-art software, the new stuff coming out, just a ton of information that's out there. So for like B-Lady that does her streaming, Locked and Loaded that wants to start doing live streams, this is a really good opportunity for you guys to see the equipment that's being used, get to the talk to the people that are actually designing this stuff. So it's a really cool thing. And I'm not the computer nerd, and my setup is kind of small compared to what these guys have. So it's really interesting because you can get hands-on and right away that question answered. And I think that's pretty neat.
I'm having a little trouble finding the exact one that I want because they've taken it apart and put it into...
I'll go into mine and grab it because you sent me the email.
Yeah, that would be good. They've taken it apart and put it into pieces that people can watch exactly what they want to see. Let me see here.
So if you guys want to go and check it out, like you said, the World of Live Stream is just that's what it's all about. It's pretty neat. They get into stuff that's like over my head though. So
yeah, there's a lot of pretty good stuff there though, too. Golly, it's hard to find it. I should be able to. I never dreamed I would have this much trouble finding that.
Copy link. There we go.
Okay, here.
So this is a link from last year. I'm going to put it up in the chat. That's a live stream link from last year.
Yeah, and if you'll look in the description, it will tell you what's going on and when. And you remember Steadicam was in here a while ago? Well, he did a part in that, and he was at 2:58 in the afternoon, I believe. Now, if you slide down there, just if you go to 427 427.55, you'll see Getting Started with VMix. That's Merle L. Dixon and Tommy Willis. So, yeah, if you want to see us what we looked like last year, you can look at it there. Streamfest Live. It'll be the 5th of August at, and I'm going to say that our part will start at 6:15 if I've got everything correct. Subject to change probably. But anyway, there's a lot of good stuff in there. There really is. For anybody that's interested in doing any live streaming at all. A lot of good stuff, for sure.
There's 10 bells here, so I want to thank every one of you that has been in this live stream and chat. It was a wonderful day tonight, full of blessings from the Lord, great company, and we appreciate it all. And I hope you all will come back next Saturday and join us for our prayer stream. So you guys take care, God bless, and we will see you in the next one.
Yeah, what he said goes double for me. I really, really enjoyed this evening. When that chat is moving like it was for the last 3 hours, it's just wonderful. So I hope everybody has a good week. And if there's
y'all stay safe, take care,
and be careful out there.
Pray for one another that needs it. Be loving, kind,
and if you need prayer, contact somebody. There's plenty of people here to contact. Bye, guys. Good night, Mark.
Take care. See you later, Merle.